when you're a barrister, you're self-employed. You owe no duty to any partners, you owe no duty to anybody else other than your duty to the client and your paramount duty to the court. And in criminal law especially, what that means is that you stand there between the state and the individual. And it's such an important role. And when I'm asked, I give that same answer, and I sometimes wonder whether people think I'm being too highfalutin or too excitable about it, but I still believe it now. And so I'm still blessed as a silk, as a Queen's Counsel, having been in the law for well over 30 years, to still strongly believe in this idea that the individual can make a difference. So that when you stand up for someone's rights, or when you prosecute them, and as long as you do it properly, you're ensuring justice and process. And that's what we're all about. And so that's why I think being a barrister is such a great profession and career. The grind, the pressure, the long hours, the stress of ensuring that you keep up with all the issues in each of the individual cases, together with the changes in the law. When you're prosecuting, you've got the stress of ensuring that you present the case in the best manner for the state. When you're defending, you've got the individual's risk of incarceration, going to jail, the family pressure, the fear that you might get something wrong, that you might not ask the right questions. It's a very pressurised role. And we are playing for sheep stations, that's the point. We are dealing with people's rights, fundamental rights, and if you don't do your job properly, they might end up in jail. And so I think we all feel that pressure very much. Plenty of bad moments. As a young barrister, going up the country to do a case and doing what's called a plea hearing, plea in mitigation, making submissions to the judge at the Bendigo court, and the dock in the Bendigo court is right up the back, and it's a very poor acoustic court, but it makes a lot of noise when you walk in it. And I kept not having answers that this particular pedantic, difficult judge was asking. Where did he have his third job? I've got no idea. You've got to just excuse me, I had to walk back down to my client, come back. Three sentences later, where did he go to school in primary school? I'm sorry, I didn't ask him that, walking back. Anyway, that happened about 6 or 7 times, and by the end of it, I had a splitting headache and I had to drive back to Melbourne thinking, that's it. I'm the world's worst barrister. I never want to do this again. Still sticks in my mind today. Many good moments, great cases involving verdicts that were really satisfying. The high life of being a barrister, though, is not necessarily the cases. It's the collegiate environment that we work in, where we work with colleagues, and we work with, for me now as a Queen's Counsel, working with some great young lawyers, and the excitement I see that these very smart people that I'm working with, and may I say mostly women it seems nowadays, are coming through, and just blows me away how keen, smart, committed and hard-working the new breed are, and I love working with them. It just gets harder and harder. So I just do harder cases, bigger cases, more difficult cases, and so my practices just end up meaning that, what's happened in my practice is that I've ended up just doing everything that's hard and nothing that's easy. However, may I also say that even though I've been doing this for so many years, it scares me how little I still know sometimes. And it scares me how little I obviously knew when I first started being a barrister, because here as a silk, I still say to myself, I don't know this, or I'm worried about this. In other words, the longer I do it, the less I know, I think, in one sense. Yeah, look, practice does make perfect. But practice as a lawyer involves constant learning, constant reviewing, constant questioning about the way we go about our task, and most importantly, constant work. It's not easy. Wish it was as easy as it looks like on the telly when they just look at their case and go into court and ask brilliant questions, but it's just not that easy.